Good morning, everybody. This is Ty at Olson's Auto Body. I have been posting a few videos of this 56 crew cab that I've been building. And I just wanted to do a last video at least. I've got a little bit more stuff to do, but this is, this is all put together. And I'll just walk you through it quick like and show you I still have interior to get done. And we've got a little bit of wiring to button up, and it also gets another 6 inches of lift that we still have yet to do. We're still waiting for a few parts, but here it is, 1956 crew cab that sits on a 2008 chassis, so it's a 6-speed truck. And I've gone through in other videos and shown you what I did for metal work and all that, but here is essentially the finished product. I've got back doors are all done, and everything is factory looking. I didn't do any power windows, power locks, any of that. One-piece windows, and these guys here get upholstered. Obviously there's the sound skin, so we're not carpeted yet, but fuel tank. This is mocked up. This is where you fill, but there's no tank in the back. As you can see, it fills down through, and then the tank sits underneath the bed. But I really wanted to make sure that this stayed factory looking, and even right down the weather strips, I just got those installed. I ran steel rubber, just a universal half-inch depth and half-inch height, 9/16 width, and they fit really nice. And they're double-sided taped, so there's no messy glue or anything like that you have to deal with. So, and the doors, boop, shut perfectly. Running boards are all on. 2 running boards make 1, and I've got all the beds done. Bed strips are all done. I really like how this all turned out. Did the black bolts here, made some custom pieces for the edge to fit around the flange that this wood slips under, but I wanted to cover this up with the piece, so just clean it up a little bit. It's white oak with 6 coats of satin clear on it, planed, and then the bed strips are just 1.5 inches by 3/16 flat strapping, and these are actual carriage bolts. I made a die to make a square hole in these and put it in the press, but it really cleaned them up. I like the way it turned out. Tailgate's done. And I'd have to put the camera down to show you how the tailgate works, but these are the cable extensions, and they come in like this, and there's a bearing inside here, and this guy rolls over the bearing, and there's a weight down in this pocket, and so when I open the tailgate, this cable comes out of the stake pocket. I'm really happy how that all turned out. There's a rear bumper. It's a 1967 Ford pickup that I shortened through here. And then I added a little bit more on this lip here to fit it nice and tight to the body. And I also shortened it so it was flush to the edge there. The exhaust comes up out of there. I've got a little bit more exhaust work to do, waiting until I get the suspension done. So that's just mocked up right there. That's not the final position. Ideally, I want it to come up to here, so I'll probably end up having to bend a little bit more of that. But, sorry, it's a little tight in the shop this morning. Here it is, big back window. That's all installed. Doors all work just fine. Factory hinges. And they, most importantly though, they shut really nicely. That took some doing. Same with the front doors. Everything is just, I just didn't want to overdo this thing. And so everything is factory armrests. There's not going to be any trim panels on this door. We're just getting these guys covered in the same material that this seat is, which is, this is a TMI seat. Rear gets a TMI seat too. So this diamond pattern will be on these panels here once it goes to the interior shop. But the F250, believe it or not, these were we basically had to buy an entire truck for those. So if you're ever looking for these F250 emblems, good luck. They are not easy to find. We did find a set, needed a few other things off of that truck. And then I just took and pinstriped all the black and the red. We had them replated, but I like how the black and red looks against the color, and I did that so I would match the factory one. But the grill's all on, grill's black. I've still got headlight rings to do, waiting on wiring. Right, we got some plugs to put on those and get all that dialed in. These guys are all done and installed. The only thing I have left here is I'm going to repaint these guys. I'm going to hang a nice shackle off the front of these because there's no bumper. And I just wanted this detail to, I wanted it to be the front bumper, but I didn't want to just smooth it out like everybody else does. So I made those pieces that fit over the frame horn. And then once it gets lifted, there's a lower valance I made out of steel that's radius 2 different ways. And you'll really see more of that, but I think it'll look cool with some red D-rings hanging off, or excuse me, shackles hanging off of that. Contrast the black, but there it is. Pretty cool rig. Pretty cool. One of one 1956 Ford crew cab made right here in Sandpoint, Idaho by Olson's Auto Body. I really am happy with how it turned out, being I've never built one before. There was a ton of stuff to do, and I've posted a few other videos showing you some of the steps along the way. I'm not much of a YouTuber, but I feel like the other videos were kind of informative, hopefully. But there it is. You'll be seeing it next year. We're going to take it around to some big shows to try to get it out there. It's definitely a one-of-a-kind rig. But I'll post another one as soon as the lift gets on and we get all the center caps and all that stuff done on the wheels. By the way, the wheels are method wheels with Nito grabbers, 35, 12, 50, 20s. They really fill up this wheel well nicely and give it kind of an aggressive look. And just imagine, you know, this being up a little higher. You'll see all that suspension in there. It's going to look pretty sweet. So anyway, hope you enjoy. Comment. You can like the video, comment it. Tell me what you think about it. If you've ever seen one before, let me know. There's a few out there, but I've never really seen one done on a nicely done on a 4-wheel drive chassis. Like I've said in other videos, our whole goal was I just wanted this to look like maybe Ford would have done this, you know, even right down to the fender, making sure that that radius fit a bigger tire, because so all you Ford guys know that this radius, this fender radius comes down like this, and I opened that entire radius up and stretched it and moved that in order to fit a bigger tire. So when we lift it, that radius is all going to match the lifted look. Because you know how some of them you see people put a different body on a 78 Chevy or Chevrolet or whatever like that, and it always looks kind of funny on there, four-wheel drive. It looks out of place. It looks obvious, and I didn't want that to happen. So at any rate, here it is, and there's the next project I'm starting on. I started on a little color matching yesterday. It's a 1960 Suburban, full restoration. She is, this is not the original Neptune green. This is something the owner did, but this has been in the same family since 1960. It was bought locally in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And it's here at Olson's Auto Body for a full make it awesome looking, straighten everything out, although it is pretty dang straight. But, you know, everything will get disassembled even more than what it already is. And we'll get the doors off, we'll get it blasted, epoxy, all that good stuff. I was matching the charcoal and this interior color yesterday. Got all that stuff sorted out. I like to do that before it goes into sandblast, so I at least have a good representation of what it was. And I buff spots. But anyway, 56 Ford Crew Cab and 60 Suburb. I think the Crew Cab turned out pretty neat. Okay, here you go. Bye-bye.